Today at Blade HQ we are taking a look at some of our best-selling fixed blades. When we do these things, we kind of have to throw some of our choices in there.
The thing that I would look for in a knife like this is that it feels like it's not gonna go anywhere, and it just is like solid.
Yeah. What is up, guys? Today at Blade HQ we are taking a look at some of our best-selling fixed blades on the table. As well, at the end of this video, what are we doing, Zach?
We're gonna look at the knife that was chosen / I chose, so.
Stay tuned.
Yep.
That'll be good. Okay, let's dive right into this. Let's get into this. Let's get into this.
Let's get it started.
Zach, what is one of the best sellers here at Blade HQ?
One of the best sellers that we have is the K-Bar TDI, the law enforcement one. So yeah, really neat knife. Obviously fixed blade.
Oh, really?
But karambit style.
Yeah, karambit style. But one thing that's actually really neat about this was designed by John Benner, who is kind of the CEO owner of the TDI, the tactical training place in Ohio.
Okay.
And so he designed this specifically for Leo. And the idea with it is it goes either on the belt or behind like a magazine clip or something like that, and it's to be deployed. Yeah, it's to be deployed kind of last ditch effort in a situation where Leo needs to protect themselves. And it's actually something that's really great about it is that it can fit behind the belt, because a lot of officers, their belts are really full. Yeah. And so it slips right behind, very easily concealed. Nice. Cool knife.
I like that belt clip a lot.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
That's super robust.
Yep.
Solid piece here. The handle on it is what? A molded polymer?
Yep,
so,
molded polymer.
Fancy name for plastic. It is a polymer plastic.
And then it's a Oz 8 steel blade.
Yep, made in Taiwan. But for 40 bucks, this is the kind of blade that I look at it and think, if I were in law enforcement and this was my last ditch tool, sign me up.
Yeah, it's great. Sign
me up. So, 40 bucks at bladehq.com. Next on the list, this is kind of a fun one, guys. We actually approached Kershaw, probably a year plus ago, to bring this one back. This is the Kershaw SKYLINE fixed blade with S30V steel G10 handle, and we just barely released it back in November, re-released I should say. And it's cool because people loved this knife and they've loved it again. It's in one of our top sellers now, even after it's being out a month.
Totally.
So cool to see it, and it's back with S30V, where I think it used to have a Sandvik steel. The other thing, you wanted to talk about this portion of it, Kydex sheath, Zach, tell us about that.
Yeah, so it's a Kydex sheath that we had made.
Yeah.
And I think you have actually more details on the Kydex sheath than I do.
So it's made by Linus.
Yeah, Linus, yeah.
Linus is a guy, I don't know exactly where he lives, but he makes excellent Kydex sheaths, and this one's no exception. The retention on it is great. In fact, when you put it in, you can actually hear it snap. Really good. But that was one thing you commented on. You said, that's pretty cool that we made our own sheath for it. So Kershaw, they used to come with a pressed leather sheath.
Right.
That was a little bit chintzy.
Yeah, there was some comments on it. It wasn't very great. So
no. And this one, it's designed for tech locks. You can carry it as a neck knife if you'd like. Just string some paracord through there. But kind of cool to see I don't want to say custom option sheath, but it's a custom option sheath with it.
Oh, for sure,
so,
yeah.
And that comes with all of them. So.
Yeah, not one that just comes immediately. And one more thing on that sheath that I just really love is just the thumb purchase right here.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yep.
Like, just boom, you know?
Yep.
So, yeah.
And he makes he makes a mold. Once the mold's made, he's just making them over and over.
Pop. Just
dropping the knives in there, pressing them, making Kydex sheaths. Nicely done, Linus. Next on the list.
Yeah, next up we've got the Mora from Mora Knives.
Yes.
So, and this is one of our top sellers. Obviously, it's in that Hunter orange. So
don't lose it.
Don't lose it. You'll never lose this, that's for sure.
Easily concealable on your belt.
Exactly. One thing, this is definitely a less expensive blade.
It is.
It's a stainless steel blade here. It's just like, a molded polymer handle. Yep. The nice thing about this though is it's just kind of a workhorse. Just kind of like go out, use it. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about chipping it up. You don't have to worry about anything. But it is actually a fairly good design for outdoorsmen, camping, hiking, that type of thing. Just kind of a general purpose camp knife.
People love the Mora, and I think with good reason. It's inexpensive. You're gonna pay $14.50, and you can see the whole list of Moras on the website. But they are inexpensive. They work extremely well. And it's the kind of knife that you can beat the tar out of and not feel bad about.
And that's exactly it.
And I think when you get right down to it, like that's part of what a fixed blade is just being able to beat the tar out of it, not have any pivots, moving parts, and you can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, take it home, sharpen it up, call it good.
Yep. So one complaint about these things.
Oh, come on!
It is a $15 knife, $14 knife.
Yeah.
The sheaths always feel a little bit, crunchy to me.
Nice thing with this though is it does lock in really nice.
It does.
And I think that's really good, but I'm with you. The plastic sheath, but you know, 14, 15 bucks.
You can't complain.
Great little beater.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Next one on the list, I'm actually carrying it on my person.
Oh, are you?
Did you know?
I didn't know.
Oh, good. It's called the Minimalist, and it's right here.
Boom.
Boom. Minimalist neck knife. Now, the cool thing about the Minimalist, it's been around for quite a few years. It's one of CRKT's best sellers. This one has a G10 handle. You've got 5 CR15 MOV steel on this one. Comes in like 5 or 6, I think 5 varieties at this point.
Yeah, I think 5.
And people love this as a neck knife. So let me show you the rest of the components here. You got the sheath there. In fact, I met a guy once who pulled one of these out, and it kind of had like a little bit of like sweat stains, and like he'd been wearing it a while.
It.
Yeah, he carries it every day. He's like, man, I've been wearing this for 3 years, and I'm like, wow, I can totally tell. But it fits in there, excellent retention. Also comes with a lanyard. I'd probably put this on a ball chain if it were me. I'm not much for wearing paracord around the neck, but Minimalists, and these things run 24, 25 bucks on the website.
Now, so this is one thing, neck knives. It's part of the knife world that I don't quite understand.
Yeah.
So what's the deal with a neck knife?
So
why carry a neck knife?
Personally, I don't carry one.
Right.
I don't like things on my neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, not my jam. But from what I understand, and you guys can correct us in the comments, neck knives are, in a lot of cases, your backup blade. So if I carry a folding knife, I'll carry a neck knife as kind of either a last-ditch tool for self-defense, or if I lose my knife, you've got something else. And it's on your person. I think that's another piece of it that people like.
This isn't slipping out of the pocket without you noticing.
Right. I think with a neck knife, people are looking for something that is on their person all the time. So, I mean, if you're in the outdoors, you slip into a river, heaven forbid, right?
Right.
You fall in a river, stuff comes out of your pockets. This is more than likely going to be on your person still. So I think that's kind of the mentality behind it. If you carry a neck knife, let us know in the comments. That's what I've seen and talked to people. Some use it as their EDC too.
Huh.
So
interesting.
Maybe when you wear like those gym shorts with no pockets.
Yeah, I guess that's a good option.
Yeah,
for sure.
Not a bad option at all.
Interesting.
So, neck knives. Okay, guys, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be back from that in just a second.
Oh. Hey, how's it going, guys? We have a survival video coming up that's going to be featuring Bowie knives, and we've got 2 for you to vote on because we want to know which one to use. So we've got the Cold Steel Natchez Bowie knife, and second we've got the Svord Forest Range Bowie knife. So we've got a card up here in the corner, so vote on which one you think should be used in our upcoming survival video.
And we're back from commercial break. Zach, what is next on our list?
Next on the list is the Benchmade Hidden Canyon Hunter knife. So get the full shot with the sheath and everything because I think the sheath's beautiful.
It is. The whole thing is gorgeous.
Yeah, the whole thing. Just the presentation, the whole thing. I love it. So S30V steel. It comes in 2 different handle options. You've got the diamond wood option, which is the one we have here, and then a G10, a molded G10, I believe. I love this knife. This is
Why
really,
do you love it?
So there's a couple things with it. I feel like it's meant to be used.
Yeah.
Like it just wants to be used. And the reason I say that is you have the jimping here, and you have the jimping here, so you can really choke up if you had to for any reason. You got the nice finger stop here, which I love, and it's kind of a nice compact, again, smaller, you know.
Sure.
It's a nice compact size, which generally isn't my thing with a fixed blade, but I really like this one a lot.
I think additionally with this one, if you were skinning, that's going to work extremely well.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a hunter, but some of the knives in the Benchmade Hunt series are just, they've done such a good job with them that it doesn't matter, I want it.
Exactly, yeah. Like I don't have to be hunting to like go and enjoy this knife.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you were to make a Kydex sheath for this too, you could neck knife carry this. It is a little heavy though.
Yeah.
I think we ought to mention on that Minimalist. Will you pull up that Minimalist one more time?
Yeah, let's see.
The weight on that guy down below.
Thickness.
1.7 ounces on the Minimalist.
ounces.
So if you're comparing this thing, 1.7 ounces versus 3.4 on the Benchmade.
But I think that's another thing I like about the Benchmade. Again, is just
it's got some heft.
Yeah, it has some heft. It's the full tang, and they let you see the tang, which I love. It's just really great.
And I love this isn't filing on the spine, but I love the pattern there on the spine. It's kind of it's a nice visual texture, but it's also a good functional texture as well.
It is. It definitely is, especially if you're really grabbing on. I think it's great.
If you were carrying this as a neck knife, it's going to be heavier.
Yeah.
But why would you ever do that? Because this sheath is really beautiful.
It's beautiful.
You're beautiful.
It's
now
nice.
you were saying earlier that you have concerns sometimes with leather sheaths.
Yeah, so let me talk about that in just a second after we talk about this one, and we'll talk about this one together.
Perfect. Right on.
So what is the next one on the table?
So the next one...
This was your choice, right?
This was my choice. So
when we do these things, we kind of have to throw some of our choices in there.
Yeah, you know, we gotta have some fun, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is my choice. This is actually a runner-up choice.
Okay.
So honorable mention to the Tops Field Knife.
Okay.
Because...
The Tahoma Field Knife?
The Tahoma Field Knife, because I love the Tahoma Field Knife.
My name's Andy Tran. I designed the Tahoma Field Knife. I started doing my YouTube channel and I started testing a lot of knives, and one of the companies that I like to test knives from was Tops Knives. I tested a lot of the new designs that were coming out. There was always something that I wanted to change, and so I decided to make my own prototype.
I'm actually hoping to do a field review of that soon. I've got a motorcycle trip in the desert coming up, and I want to take that thing out and like put it through the riggers. So we'll see. We'll see where we end up on that. But anyway, so this is my runner-up knife. So this is the White River Firecraft fixed blade. So I'll show it in all of its glory here because there's a lot of really neat things just here.
Yeah.
So first off, I'm not a master leathersmith, but I do enjoy leathersmithing.
You dabble.
I dabble.
Yeah.
And I can just appreciate the design and the beauty of this sheath. It's just awesome. Everything from the hardware to the stitching, just beautiful.
I love the brass hardware, by the way.
Yeah, it's just beautiful. And then you'll notice, obviously, you got the fire starter here. And kind of a neat thing with this is it's actually designed to go, you can see how the elastic here is grabbing. So it's not going to easily fall out. You actually have to remove that, which is really neat. And then an opening for one of the features in the knife for your bow drill.
Bow drill divot right there.
Which is great because you've got the divot and they've designed it so that you can use the sheath within the sheath so you don't have to worry about a live blade in your hand while you're trying to use your bow drill. So anyways, let's get into it. So there's the knife.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
the steel on this
beautiful.
guy?
So this one's also S30V.
S30V, so
just
two
like,
S30Vs.
Just like the Benchmade. And then micarta handle.
Nice.
Which is also awesome because when the micarta gets wet, it becomes more grippy.
Absolutely.
So good and great in survival or field situations. Great jimping right here along the spine. And then you'll notice this notch here. This notch is actually for the fire starter. So that's to strike essentially. And just feels great.
Yeah.
Just feels great. It just wants to be in your hand. And it also, one thing that I look for in a knife like this is that it feels like it's not going to go anywhere.
Sure.
And it just is like solid.
Yeah.
So
I like this one a lot, and in fact, one of our guys owns this one. It's been sitting on his desk for a little bit, and I find myself picking it up and handling it. It's super nice. One thing I like, the bow drill divot, they've actually put like I don't know if that's a steel plate, but they put a plate in there so you're actually not bow drilling into the micarta.
Right.
Because a lot of these, I think Tops does it occasionally, different companies will do it where they've got a bow drill divot, but it is straight into the micarta.
Yeah.
From what I've heard over time, that will wear out the micarta, and then you're done with your bow drill divot. But I don't bow drill divot that often.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
It's a ton of work. Absolutely. So diving into kind of sheath philosophy, every now and then I'll pick up a knife, I'll pick up a sheath, and you pull it out of the leather sheath, and you feel like you're about to cut the crap out of the sheath.
Right.
As you're pulling it out, you're going to cut things off of it. That's one thing I like about this White River sheath that's been designed. You're clearing the entire latching mechanism right there. So it's latched there, unlatch, and it's not hitting any of that on its way out.
Yep.
And I think the Benchmade's done a good job with that too.
Yeah, the Benchmade clears pretty well.
You're clearing your latch piece there. There's other knives that don't clear it well, and they it's a battle, and you're always like, dang, I'm gonna cut this sheath to bits.
Yeah, I'm really worried I'm gonna do something to it.
So another thing that I really like about this one, oversized lanyard hole, which is a detail that I think sometimes is overlooked. You look at this Tops, and nice knife, the lanyard hole is a lot smaller compared to this guy. So I do like that feature because you can run thicker paracord through it.
Yeah, exactly. And with a knife like this, it's always good to have some paracord on it.
Yeah, great little fixed blade from White River.
Yeah, I love it. And I think it's going for right around $240.
$240, so you're gonna pay for it.
Yeah, you're gonna pay for it, but you got the S30V, you got the micarta handle, all the features, and that beautiful leather sheath.
Yeah.
I actually think that's like a fair price all the way across. So,
totally.
Yeah, great knife.
So I feel like if we're talking about fixed blades, we ought to talk about Tops.
Yeah.
So I wanted to pull a Tops out. And one thing I like about this one's called the Tops Knives Pasayten. Pasayten?
Pasayten.
Pasayten.
Pasayten. There
That sounds French. I like that. This one, it has a neutral handle. When you're talking about neutral handles, you look at, say, this guy right here, and his handle is much less neutral. It's forcing you into a finger choil right there. I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Not my favorite. I actually like a neutral handle better. Just my personal preference.
See, and I like the choil. Personally, because I like to know if I'm getting into it with the knife, if I'm using it, I'm not going to slip at all.
Sure.
Right? And there's something about, I don't know why, but it's just my thing. So
the other thing I like about this one, you've kind of got this handle swell down here in the bottom. So if you were going to use it as in kind of a hacking, chopping motion,
for sure,
you've got a little bit of handle there. Well, and even get some kind of a better pivot.
Exactly, or being able to hold your hand back if you're going to use to split logs.
Yep.
Right. Like you got your club on the other side, you can keep your hand away.
Yep.
And I think that's something that's beautiful about this knife.
So the other interesting thing about this one, for a tops knife, it's 154 cm.
Oh, okay.
When they're usually 1095.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize that when I picked it out, but an interesting feature on this one, people always complain about tops doing 1095 only. This one is 154 cm steel.
Right on.
So
that's awesome.
It's going to run 150 on our website. So there you have it. It's called the Pasayten from Tops Knives, and also the weight on this thing, 8 ounces.
Yeah.
It's hefty.
Hefty.
Yep. Comes with a Kydex sheath with a revolving belt loop on it right there. So you can move it around wherever you like it, however you like to carry. So there you have it.
Great.
Okay, of the knives on the table, Zach, which one would you take home with you today?
Today?
Yeah.
Ooh, it's a toss-up.
Is it?
Today, I think I'd probably go with the Benchmade.
Would you?
I would, because I love this knife.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, it's great. But I have stuff similar already, and so I think that's why I'd go with the Benchmade, just because I don't already have something like this. So yeah, Benchmade.
I think I'd take this one home.
Would you do that? That's the one,
I don't know, it's sexy.
It is.
It is.
It is, and the design on it's just awesome. So yeah, no, I agree.
So let's dive into mailbag for the last couple minutes here. First of all, Zach, somebody
Once told me the world is gonna roll me.
wanted to know which knife did you end up choosing?
Yeah. So I ended up going with the Shaman.
And that's what you guys voted for.
That's what you guys voted for.
Overwhelming.
Yeah. So and I'm enjoying it. It's a great carry. I was worried that like having a bigger knife would be an issue.
Yeah.
Not an issue. So loving it. One thing I do notice is I have a concealed carry permit, and sometimes when I have a pocket gun, Ruger LCP2. Okay. The bigger knife is kind of I'm still learning how to carry.
For pocket space.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn how to carry. So I think the Shaman might go in the back pocket because it's got the clip. That way I can carry up front. But really liking it, and I have some custom micarta in the works right now.
He's working on it.
So yeah.
In fact, I found you some burlap.
Yeah. So I'm pressed and cut, and I'm starting the milling.
I love it.
So yeah, I'm excited.
Okay, other things from the mailbag. We sent the Spyderco salt to Natalie. She received the package that we sent her, as well as pieces of the drone. She was highly entertained. She says she laughed pretty hard.
Yeah.
So that's pretty fantastic. Somebody says, let's see a knife bender flipped. Ben can do the editing, and Jamie and Matt can do the Matthew can do the banter.
Oh man. Oh God. Oh man.
I think that needs to happen.
Yeah, I like this idea.
That would be hilarious. And somebody, Trevor Brown, Trevor, I hope Spain is treating you well. Life isn't complete without a Boker mermaid in the rotation. Absolutely true.
And he's correct.
100%. 100%. And the last one, I thought this was interesting, and I'll answer the question. What happened to the 940 you picked up as a new knife, and then we're supposed to do a review on? Did that ever happen? I did pick up the knife. My review is the 940 was not for me. I sold it in the McDonald's parking lot, and it is gone.
Classic knife situation. Meet me in the McDonald's parking lot at 2 a.m.
Yeah, you know. we traded goods, all right?
Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
No, I sold it to a guy. It just wasn't the knife for me. It's a little long in the blade as well. It's not a great slicer. I do a lot of apple slicing with my kids.
Yeah.
Young kids need apple slices, and the 940 is more of a bulky work knife, and it was like, I just need a slicer.
Totally.
So that's where that went to. So there you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll have another video coming out for you next week. In the meantime, I think Zach's gonna be making some micarta scales.
Yes.
This should be exciting. So stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe to the channel, and we'll have another video coming out next week.
Dude, but there's some like intense stories, like about like your lover getting shot and having to avenge them. And,
but it's like so happy. It's
yeah,
like,
no, yeah, the whole time. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
All right, boys.
Here's some audio.
Here's
Does this sound
more
good?
audio. Testing 1, 2, and 3.
This
Test,
could be
test,
an audio
test.
book, or guess what? A podcast in the future.